When people ask me what my number one favorite place in Rio is, there is always one place that comes to mind: Jardim Botanico, Rio's botanical gardens. If you watch that movie Rio, this is where one of the main characters works and where a lot of the action takes place. My name is Francis, and let me introduce you to the most beautiful botanical gardens in the world. This is not your average botanical gardens, it's a piece of paradise on earth. It's an area of 54 hectares with about 6,500 species of plants, from giant Amazon water lilies to orchids, bromeliads, and rare trees you won't see anywhere else in the world. It's like it has very strong smells throughout the park. Smells of the plants, it smells of flowers. It's a great sensorial experience, a complete sensorial experience actually. If you come a little earlier in the day in the sunshine, these ones will bloom, but they usually just bloom during the day and then they go to sleep at night. But I see there that there are some Victoria Regia, which are these big plants from the Amazon, and some of them are in bloom right now. And always make sure to look up when you're at the Botanical Gardens or anywhere in Rio, because Cristo is everywhere. This place is not only beautiful, but it's huge and has a lot of history. Some of the constructions inside date back to the 16th century. We are now entering the orchidario, where they have different types of orchids, and sometimes they even have big exhibitions here where people from all over the country come to see the orchids.
Oh, nice. It smells
chocolate.
like candy.
It's chocolate.
Really?
Yeah. These are the ones that come from the Amazon. Smell of grape.
Very nice.
The gardens are a mix of lush Atlantic forest with exotic plants that make you forget you're still in a huge metropolis. It's the perfect place to slow down, enjoy nature, and experience a quieter, more serene side of Rio. The path that we are doing right now, it's more the wild nature path, so most people that don't actually come here, which is really nice. If you want to have like a very immersive experience, we have not only the botanical gardens, but right here is the beginning of the Tijucas forest, which is the biggest forest, the biggest urban forest in the world. So you can see here, like the depth, it just keeps on going and going and going. The air is very fresh. You can really feel the smell of forests, of nature, of rainforest. And many of the trees that you find here, they came straight from the Amazon forest. And I'm always amazed by the roots of some of these trees. And there is a little house there inspired by the type of houses that you can find in the Amazons. And further there is also a Japanese garden. If you don't know, Brazil has the biggest Japanese population in the world outside of Japan. So the Japanese garden here was created to celebrate the 100 years of friendship between Brazil and Japan. And it's interesting now how we hear the sounds of the city as we near the roads, but just 2 or 3 streets further away we don't hear anything because the plants, they block the sounds of the road. In some areas here around, some streets are just very quiet, even though there is heavy traffic on the main streets. You barely hear them in your house if you live around here because of the nature. And also on the houses here nearby and the apartment buildings, if you leave some sort of like fruits or bread by your window, it could be that monkeys come by to steal it from you. I have a little insider secret for you. The best time to come to the botanical gardens is when the weather is gloomy, cloudy, or even when there is a little drizzle, because that's usually when the place is not so full and the animals feel more comfortable to come out. This is probably the most photographed part of the Botanical Gardens. It's the palm alley where you can find these huge palm trees. And it's like this huge alley that goes all the way from the beginning up until the end of the Botanical Gardens. Look! The first palm tree here in Rio actually came from the Mauritius Islands, and it was planted a few hundred years ago here at the Botanical Gardens. Oh wow, there are some toucans there eating. I don't know if you can see it on camera. They're so beautiful. Amazing. Have you ever seen a toucan up close? They are so beautiful and so bright. Unfortunately, the camera doesn't translate it well, so you have to come to the Botanical Gardens to see it by yourself, to see it for yourself. What's going on with my English? It's a good idea to come here early and spend the day, relax, appreciate. There are so many different species of trees and flowers to see here. And just pay attention everywhere, because you might find some exotic birds, monkeys. It's very beautiful. And then right here at the front there is one of the trees from the Amazon. And this is a tree that the indigenous groups, indigenous tribes from the Amazon sometimes use to communicate between each other. So they take like big pieces of wood and then they slam it in the roots of the tree, and the sounds echo throughout the Amazon up to the next tree, and they keep on communicating to the next tribe through this tree. It's very interesting, and they are huge. And this tree is called Sumauma. This is also a place where Tom Jobim used to hang out back in the day here at the Botanical Gardens. If you don't know, Tom Jobim is the man behind some of the most famous bossa nova songs. Just look it up on the internet and you'll find it. Even though the camera could not really catch it, this is the toucan that we just saw. All the types of birds that you can find inside of the Botanical Gardens. It's quite diverse here. We also saw this one walking. right in front of the Botanical Gardens, there is this beautiful restaurant called Casa Camolese. It's located in the ruins of an old house. So it's like partially the ruins of the old house and partially some modern installations. And it's also right in front of the Jockey Club. It's a very beautiful restaurant. There is green everywhere, plants of different species everywhere. It kind of feels like a little bit of an extension of the Botanical Gardens. We are sitting here at a very comfortable place. At least I am in a very comfortable couch. A really nice place to hang out. So they actually serve burgers, pasta, and pizzas with also some traditional Brazilian snacks. They take, for example, the pastel, which is a very typical Brazilian snack, and they make it with brie and mushrooms. So it's a little bit of a fusion restaurant. They are also very famous for the cocktails, and on top of that, they also make their own cachaça here. We are definitely buying their cachaça bottle before we go. And it happens that now they're having this cocktail festival, so we are gonna try one of the new cocktails from this month, which is the Botanico Sour. So these are the pastéis, which are the typical Brazilian snacks. Usually they are filled with cheese or meat, but this one is filled with brie with mushroom.
It's nice. The brie is melted, of course, and then the mushrooms have a very nice consistency. It's a little chewy, which is a little bit rare for pastel, I would say. Very good.
The layout side is this deep fried dough. It's kind of like empanadas, but then with a very thin dough and with a delicious filling inside. Really good. The cocktail is very refreshing. It has this cucumber flavor. Yeah, as you can see, there's also some cucumber piece here. So think of it as like a summery version of a whiskey sour, but then with tequila and cucumber. Wow, really good. And the quality of the tequila is really good as well. You can tell. This time we opted for a burger with some fries because we were just really in the mood for it. But based on the foods that we saw, everything smells really good and looks really good. So we are definitely coming back to this place, maybe on this trip, maybe on the next trip. And we want to try the other foods that they have as well. Really good. Wow, delicious. I know it might seem like a simple burger, but the quality of the meat is amazing. The cheese is also really good, and the fries. And they even make this homemade ketchup. So now we got the caipirinhas, and as I said, they have their own cachaça here. The best cachaças are actually the artisanal cachaça. It looks really beautiful. The lime, super fresh. You cannot find lime like this in Europe. So we got here two of their cachaças, the artisanal cachaças. One of them is the silver cachaça and the other one is the aged cachaça. Usually the silver cachaça is good to make caipirinhas, while the aged cachaça is good for trying it by itself. But of course we want to try a little bit with both.